here's the bottom line about Harden.
Okay.
Can you play in an NBA final? Yeah. He did once. He was bad. Can he make a big play and do some nice things in a conference final?
Yeah.
Do we all forget about Game 7 against Golden State when he couldn't throw the ball in the ocean? 2 for 13 from 3 when the Warriors won the Game 7 in Houston. Harden's a little tough to take. It got to be fair. A little tough to take. And I'm very concerned about him in Philly because when things get a little tough, he's got a history now of bailing. He bailed on you. Jerry West bailed on the Lakers when they lost the Celtics year after year. Did Bird bail? I mean, Durant bailed, but at least he helped Golden State win a championship, for crying out loud. Okay. I mean, it's a little rough.
So you don't trust him on the court in the playoffs or loyalty as a team? So
I do not trust. First of all, I don't like his game in a big spot, and I don't trust him when things get a little dangerous, how he is going to respond. So I am down on Harden.
Here's the deal. Did you know that James Harden is career 28-point per game scorer in the playoffs?
So
we're talking about a guy. Now, mind you, he shoots 42% from the field. He shoots like 32% from three-point range. Those numbers are down from what he does in the regular season, no doubt. And you can point to a multitude of times against the Spurs, against the Golden State Warriors.
More than one.
So I understand that there are times where James Harden has come up smaller than what we expect from him in the postseason. I'm not denying that. But when we think about what we're asking here, can you rely on Harden for a deep playoff run? I would say yes.
What?
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
Gets in the paint, steps back. Tips it down. Getting after it defensively. Harden, one-on-one with Brogdon, pulls up, comes well short. Both teams shooting 41% of the field. Sixers need a response. They need a quick. Harden throws it out.
And number 3, James Harden was so awful, so bad, he should actually shave his beard so he could hide his identity. That's how bad he was. I mean, it was really, really bad. Now we get to the stats about Harden. Let me tell you, let me try to influence you here, Kendrick Perkins. 9 points on 3 of 11 shooting, 5 turnovers, okay? We're talking about a guy in James Harden who went 5 games in a 7-game series scoring 4 field goals or less. 4 field goals or less. We're talking about a 3-time scoring champion. We're talking about a dude that led the league in assists this year. We're talking about a dude that averages 20 in his sleep and couldn't score more than 4 field goals in a game 5 times in 7 games. 5 times in 7 games. So I got more. Stay with me now. Career game 7s. Harden, 21 points and 36% shooting, 22% shooting from three-point range. James Harden has the worst three-point percentage in game 7s in NBA playoff history. Did you know that?
God bless America.
And even though Harden has had his moments of futility, I have never seen him, nor any star, that bad in a game 7. That is how bad. I take no joy in this. I like James Harden as a person. I think he's been a great player for years. But it was that bad. Punked, beyond comprehension, looked scared, looked completely took. Boston looked at him and said, yo, 45 in game 1, you had your moment in game 4. Damn all of that, bro. You ain't on this level. Look at those numbers right there in the fourth quarter, games 5 through 7. Lord have mercy. 0 for 6. In the fourth quarter of 3 games, 2 closeout games. My God.
To tell you the tough truth about James Harden, he's just a loser. He's just the biggest loser. James Harden is a big game, late game choke artist of the highest order. James Harden has the basketball backbone, the playoff basketball backbone of a jellyfish.
He never saw that never get called. Harden with a beautiful steal. Harden goes back door. Runs to the paint. Out of his hand. Now he's not in. He's got to play. Harden's basket bucket off the fingertips of Jones. As he made the steal. Harden trying to knock it back. He's really dives over the dancing. Also knocked away by Green, and then Harden with the loose ball foul. Missed it again. Injury. Kevin McHale has done an absolutely masterful job with his team. As Harden dribbles it off his foot.
He's just a loser. He's just the biggest loser.
And on this list, Bleacher Report Top 100, he is ranked number 34. And that guy is James Harden. Now, I know some of y'all like James Harden or whatever, but to me, James Harden is one of the biggest chokers in NBA history. I get it. In the regular season, he got a lot of great numbers, a lot of great stats. I get it. He got an All-NBA, he won an MVP. He's a Hall of Famer. But for him to be ranked number 34, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. Now, this is just me. I know you feel different, so I'm just speaking for myself. Me, when I look at a player, I put extra premium on performing in high-pressure moments in the playoffs. If you're able to do that, perform in the playoffs in these tight games, in these four quarters, and high-pressure games, I give you extra credit. Even if in the regular season you don't have the MVPs and stuff like that. And so James Harden's a guy who's the opposite. He got a lot of regular season accolades with a lot of postseason failures. Let me just read through just a few that I wrote down here. The people will forget. Back in the 2012 finals, when he was a six-man, Game 3, 2 for 10. These are very close winnable games against the Miami Heat. I get it, Miami Heat super team, but it was him, Durant, Westbrook. 3 and 4, those games were very close. James Harden flamed out. 2 for 10, 0 for 4 from 3, 9 points. Game 4, 2 for 10 again, 4 turnovers, 8 points. Unacceptable. Unacceptable to me. 1 for 5 for 3. Let's go to 2000. I wrote this down. 2015. Y'all remember the comeback they had against the Clippers when they was down 3-1. People got to remember that when the Rockets made the comeback, James Harden was on the bench. He was playing terrible. Like in that third quarter, I wrote down here, he went 1 for 7. He was playing, during that game, he was shooting 5 for 20. And so this is when Josh Smith got hot and started hitting all them threes and stuff like that. And so the Rockets made this comeback with James Harden on the bench. And then they did end up winning the series in game 7. But, dude, this dude has been a failure and a choker. Let's go to 2017. People don't remember this game. Let me remind y'all. In the second round, they playing the Spurs. They was down 3-2 at home against the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard sits out. And James Harden goes 2 for 11. 6 turnovers, 10 points. They get blowed out at home. I mean, blowed out. Let me go back to, I skipped over this part right here. 2015, this is against the Warriors in the conference finals. Game 3, he shot 3 for 16. Game 5, he shot 2 for 11. 12 turnovers. They lost. All these meltdowns that James Harden had in the playoffs, and you're going to rank him number 34? Like that close to Dwayne Wade? Again, I know Dwayne Wade won 2 titles with super teams, I get it, but, James Harden, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I don't have a lot of James Harden numbers or stats, but I do have one of your favorite evaluation techniques, which is the eyeball test. And I watched James Harden, and I was the one who initially used to say, man, James Harden playoff stats, they inflated. He would have 36 points, but he would have 28 in the first half. He did that notoriously many times, where he would have 22 points in the first half. He end up with 35, 34. And you look at the final stage, like, man, he didn't do bad at all. But then he got 6 of them at the end of the game, where the game over with, and it's 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left, and he done shot these free throws. So I agree. In the regular season, James Harden was always just dominant. Nobody could stop him. I don't know why he showed up so small. And every single time that they lost in the playoffs, his team lost in the playoffs, he underperformed pretty much every single time.
Let me continue. Let me go back to 2023 when we was with Philadelphia with Joel Embiid. They was playing Boston in the second round. Game 6 at home. They got a chance to close out the series. James Harden meltdown. He go 4 for 16. 5 turnovers. They lose. Then they go back to Boston, game 7. He shoots 3 for 11, 5 turnovers, and they lose. Like, this dude got all these meltdowns, dog. Then this past year, game 7 against the Nuggets, when he's on the Clippers, 2 for 8, 7 points. I'm like, how can you be a top 35 player and you got all these meltdowns in the playoffs? You ain't never won shit. You went to the finals once. You melted down in the finals. No, man. James Harden, no. I'm sorry. James Harden need to go on back up to me like in the 60s. I'm sorry. I know people gonna disagree. But when you melt down that many times in these playoff series, and I skipped over a lot when I was going through and researching James Harden. These are just some really moments that stuck out that I wrote down. But it's a lot more. There were some series with the Rockets where he shot in like the 35% and stuff like that. I think one series against Portland that they lost when Damian Lillard hit that shot. He shot like 36% for the whole series. I'm like, you know, this dude got all these flameouts. How can he be a top 40 player? I'm sorry. James Harden is one of the most overrated players. I get it. Regular season, great numbers. Hall of Fame. I wouldn't put him in my top 50. I know I'm being hard, but when you don't show up in the playoffs, I don't want you on my team, bro. You're a failure. You're a loser. I don't want you on my team. That's just me.
He also was kind of a guy who really didn't care. He played like he didn't care.
And didn't care. They lose. He gone to the strip club, messing with hoes, eating, out of shape. He didn't care. So that's another. Got a loser's mentality. Nah. All he care about is regular season MVPs and stats. Playoffs, he don't care when they lose. I don't want him on my team.
Oh, man.
I don't want James Harden on my team.
You know what?
I'm sorry. I know people gonna disagree when they hear it, but no. Final thoughts on James Harden before we move on?
My final thoughts on James Harden is I would probably put him in my top 50 on the back end because he really was. Nobody could stop him in the regular season at least. But if he performed in the playoffs that way, I would probably have him in my top 30 at that point. But because his lack of production, when it really mattered, I probably have him around, like I say, around 45 to 50 or something like that. So, or maybe 55, something up in there.
I don't. When you that bad, I don't want you on my. You can't.
I wouldn't want him on my team either, though.
James Harden is a loser. I'm sorry.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I'm gonna jump the other. He reminded me of someone like Joel Embiid. I'm not an Embiid guy, but he also one of those guys to me who just was Russell Westbrook. Now Russell Westbrook wanted to win though, but he wanted to win his way. Right. You know what I'm saying? They all was just chasing numbers. Embiid just wanted to win the MVP, so he didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Right. He didn't care. He just wanted to be MVP. The same way I feel about Westbrook, just wanting triple doubles and they stat chasers. So it really has a negative impact on the team. But I'm not sure if Embiid really cared. I don't care about him crying when Kawhi Leonard made that shot. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? You know, but that was at that moment. But him and James Harden surely played like he didn't care. You know, all out with little baby them and not working on his game, not coming in shape. So, no, I would not want James Harden on my team. So
I got James Harden ahead of Clyde Drexler. Nah, I'm sorry. I know James Harden got more regular season accolades, but if I want to win, which I'm big on winning, James Harden is a loser. I don't want him on my team. That's that. Number 34 all time, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. But that's that for James Harden.